notacon.
My name is Bruce Petro, and I work for AG Interactive. That's American Greetings Interactive. I'm the CTO there. For those of you who don't know what a CTO is, some people think it's Chief Technology Officer. Others say it's clearly too old for what I'm doing. And depending on the day, sometimes it is, I feel like I'm too old for the job. It's a very exciting job. By way of introduction, AG Interactive includes the websites that we have at AmericanGreetings.com, BlueMountain.com. We do websites for Yahoo, for e-greetings. Come on in, have a seat. It's okay. And more recently, we have acquired 2 mobile divisions that will put ringtones and graphics on your mobile phones. If you have Verizon, please go to MIDI ringtones and buy your ringtones. Buy MIDI ringtones. That's one of our properties. It is a very fast-moving business, not that any others are not. And what I hope to do today is give you a little insight into a topic that I think no matter what you are in the field of IT, that you need to have some sensitivity towards. Because if you do, I think you'll be that much further ahead of the rest of the pack. And in these days, I don't know who couldn't benefit from that. So I'm not sure we're going to take the full amount of time, but we are here to, and I do want to make this interactive. That's why I'm down here on the floor rather than up there on the podium. So please, at any time, if you let me, I'll speak all day. And I don't think you want that. I want this to be interactive as we can. But welcome again. So okay, there's not a lot of gray-haired folks out there. That's okay. Or in my case, thin-haired folks. That if you have been around for a while, this is the kind of hell that if you're in IT, and particularly in management, that you've been through. I mean, these things up here have been tough. And as I say, that you either got, if you've been in the business long enough and gone through this, you either have gray hair or less hair than you had when you started. This is a lot of stuff. And so any of you who have been there and survived, congratulations, okay? Because it's a lot, okay? And those of you who haven't, you just got to understand that these things here, in fact, have been significant in terms of what it's done to our world in IT. It turned from great expectations. Believe me, being with AmericanGreetings.com, it was a great ride up. Okay, the whole .com thing, right here in Cleveland, we were riding it up. We were in a building that had lunch brought in, breakfast brought in. You know, we were out in a warehouse. It was really had all the network stuff running on trays up in the ceiling. It was just like being in San Francisco, man. And so we rode that up. We worked 25 hours a day, 8 days a week, trying to get that stuff out there to be the best. And then the bubble burst. Oh my goodness, that was horrible. So it's a real exciting environment, but it also is one that will provide a lot of challenges. Okay, so meanwhile, while you're confronting all that stuff that was on the previous slide, this stuff happens. You still got to do all this stuff. Now, most of you are most of you in like programming, right? Okay. Well, you know, somebody, if it isn't you, somebody up the food chain is working on all these other things. And interesting thing about this list is that one, it doesn't seem to change over time. I just picked up Computer World. The most recent edition showed the top 6 things on IT executives, it's pretty much the same list. It's been the same list for the last 10 years or so. So, but it's out there. Somebody's got to do this. And it's assumed that you do these things in any shop today. You got to keep that network up. You got to prove your value, yada, yada, yada. Okay? Somebody's got to do that. Hopefully it's not you. But if you and your group are going to survive to the next paycheck, somebody's got to be working on this stuff. And hopefully they are. But now here's the rub. Okay? It's not enough. It's not enough. Today in business, it's all about what have you done for me, not lately, but what are you going to do for me tomorrow? And it's all about innovation. Innovation is the key. And part of what I'm going to try and convince you of here today is that you people in IT have good news and bad news. The good news is that you're going to be affected by this and have an opportunity to actually do something meaningful for whatever company or organization you work for. The bad news is they're going to expect a lot out of you. So today, if you take away anything, I want you to have a little better appreciation for what is likely to be expected of you, and furthermore, what you might be able to do about it to get a jump on that. Okay, so what am I talking about? Well, you pretty much got to be living in a cave somewhere not to hear about innovation. There's a couple of examples up there in terms of publications that are in the last couple of months that talk about this thing about innovation. And I just had something recently where Boston Consulting Group, I'm going to apologize for reading this because it just came out, recently reported that 500 executives that it surveyed in 47 countries ranked innovation as one of their company's top 3 strategic priorities in 2005. Wow. Innovation. Wasn't a word in anybody's vocabulary probably 5 years ago, but here it is. Business Week. It was their 75th anniversary. So you're this big magazine. What do you devote the issue to? Innovation. CIO magazine. Honorees for their top CIOs. A new category as of last year and how they rate people. Innovation on the CIOs. Forbes ranks the top 100 companies on 5 factors. How they come up with the top couple. Guess what? Innovation was one of those things. Procter & Gamble's up there. I have a quote, and I apologize for reading this. This will be the last thing I read here. From the chairman of the board when they released their quarterly earnings. He says, P&G strategies are working. The strength of our innovation program and the diversity and strength of our portfolio continues to give me confidence that we can deliver yet another year at or above long-term targets. Here he is. It's the CEO, Procter & Gamble. They make toothpaste, everything else, right? He's talking about innovation is the way it's going to help his company grow. Finally, Fortune's up there. They had, in one of their issues, they had an innovation special. And I don't know about you, but my company wasn't in there. The companies that were there were like Pixar, Virgin Mobile, Starbucks. AG Interactive wasn't there. Okay? I got envied about those people are there and I wasn't. But it's in the news, and you should be aware of it. Okay, so what are we talking about? Right? Innovation. Here are a couple of definitions. So I'm not going to read them, because a good presenter doesn't read them. He lets you read them. So I'll tell you my best example of innovation. Last December, my wife, who I love dearly, okay, coerced me to go with her Christmas shopping. And I hate it. I hate Christmas shopping. So we're walking through the store. I don't know whether it was Target or something like that. And she's looking at decorations, and I kind of wander off looking for anything that's not related to, you know, the stuff that she's doing. So I come across this device that's for Christmas trees. And it's this little ball, okay, in a platform. And it was advertised as being the easiest Christmas tree holder in the world. But you could see it, that somebody had really thought this out, that it was a ball and socket kind of arrangement. So in order to level the tree, you had infinite flexibility. And in terms of holding the tree in the stand, it had a little ratchet thing that was infinitely adjustable. And it's like, Gad, somebody finally got it. Because all I remember for years and years was going out with the kids, cutting down the tree, bringing it home. Everybody's real happy. Dad put it in the stand. Well, Dad's out there, you know, knee deep in snow with the hatchet, trying to get it in there. And you know, they were all waiting. You know, and so that's why we have an artificial tree. Okay, because I didn't want to do that anymore. I was too old for that. But you walk down the aisle and you go, that is it. Somebody really finally gets it. That's innovation. That's my innovation story. Somebody finally got it. Okay? And that's what we're looking for. Some of the definitions here are what it is. I like the epiphany. Any of you guys, when you see it, and this could apply to even somebody's program, somebody's code. I mean, like the iPod, right? There's innovation. How cool is that, right? Somebody got it, right? And that's the kind of thinking that we're talking about. And it doesn't have to be big. It's really not a scale. It can apply to your own program, if you will. You can be innovative just at that level. You don't have to build the tree stand like that. But it's just not the next thing, by the way. That's a good part of what it's not. It's just not the next idea that you just keep doing and doing and doing and doing. That's easy. Okay? That's not innovation. So I don't mean to be real educational here about what it is, but the whole point about it is, I think it's like the pornography thing. You see it. It's like a tree stand. When you see it, you'll know it. That's innovation. Let me apologize for having to go up there and put the slides up. This was put together assuming I had a remote. Never assume. Okay. So there's a couple of problems. These are faced by managers in IT, but it's affected. Everybody in IT is affected because you could be looking at this from a management perspective, or you could be the person affected. Remember in the beginning I told you if you're in IT and you made it, you've done something right, okay? You could think you're doing something right, all these things right, but there's some problems. And the first one here deals with staff. And this is actually an example I get at work. The good news is I've got a staff now that it's almost 5 years out of the dot-com bubble when it burst. We got rid of all the bad people. We got rid of all the mediocre people. And what we have left are good people and really good people. And they've been with us for, probably on average 5 years now. And that's a great thing because you all kind of work together. When I say PDB, you know what it is. When I say ABC, you know what it is. I mean, so, we don't have to document a lot because we all know what it all is. It's a great thing. We're working like a team, right? That's the good news. Okay, what's the bad news? That's what it says up there. We have no expert